stop making excuses. You know, a lot of people ask me if I still go for my walks, and the answer is yes. And so I always, I was just thinking about this morning. I'm like, oh, I've got to hang up the Ring camera this morning that I just charged, or oh, it's chilly and I should remember from now on to get my hooded warm sweatshirt before I go to bed, get that out. What else? Oh, it's Monday, so the school buses are gonna be out. Oh, it's getting too close to 7 o'clock and I have to get Amber up. Oh, yeah, well, you know, yesterday I was running around and doing housework and all the things, and those are all damn excuses. So stop making excuses. I am so guilty of this that, like, when I knew I was gonna record this morning on my walk, I was making excuses why I couldn't talk about making excuses. Like, I came down my street and there was a guy, a couple people carpool on the street. They actually live near each other, but whatever. And so I was like, oh, well, they're out there, so I can't get on my camera. I can't video, I can't whatever. And then I was like, oh, and now I'm on the main road. I gotta turn around. Now I'm on the main road for my neighborhood, and like, people are gonna see me. Y'all, like, people video all the time. We're in a day and age of when people are making videos, they're making content, you know, whether it's of themselves, whether they're talking to their followers or supporters. People are making content all the time. And so what if they weren't? If I feel like holding my camera up like this while I'm walking, then so be it. And yet I caught myself, and this wasn't going to be my topic today, but I caught myself several times going, oh, what are people going to think if you have your camera up like that? Or your hood up because you're cold? Who cares? Like, everybody, like, in this neighborhood, I don't even know how many people live in my community. I don't know half of them. I bet I know a dozen. I've been here 5.5 years, almost 6 years. I bet I know a dozen people that actually live in my community. Some are in my circle now, which is amazing. But others, like, I just know from, like, Marketplace or whatever. There's one woman on my street, Miss Vicky, who is like my friend. And other than that, like, yes, I'm guilty of keeping to myself, but these people don't know me, right? And so if they want to place judgment on the fact that I've got my camera up while I'm walking, like, I would like to place judgment on the fact that, like, every time I'm in a store, I've got people FaceTiming each other, and it makes me crazy. At least I'm creating content, you know? So that was the message for today. I was getting a little animated because I was doing it to myself, you know? I was doing it to myself. And this morning I was like, and like, here comes a golf cart. And I just thought to myself, because a lot of people use golf carts to take their kids to school. Like, literally right now, this experience is this. Good morning. This experience is this. Like, oh no, here comes somebody with a golf cart. They're going to hear you talking on your phone. Stop making effing excuses. Stop making excuses. I'm talking to myself, but stop making excuses as to why you can't do something, because guess what? If you don't do it, the only person who's going to suffer is you. The only person who's going to suffer is you. And literally the beauty of recording is that I'm literally looking at myself, talking to myself. So definitely wasn't going to be my message. You know, when I was meditating and journaling this morning, I had a feeling I was going to go on camera, and I was like, okay, Source, okay, Divine, what are you going to talk about today? And all kinds of ideas came up and all kinds of excuses as to why I can't. You know, I didn't put any lotion on my face this morning. I didn't whatever. And I almost just made an excuse as to why that hasn't happened. It hasn't happened because I don't have to be like in full makeup while I'm out on my morning walk. I just don't. And so if you hear nothing out of this recording other than me breathing heavy because it's freezing out, actually freezing, it's probably 50 degrees, hear this. Excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, okay? And everybody's got a reason why they can't do A, B, and C. I don't know. Well, I know the divine hit me this morning. Source hit me. God hit me. I got a couple punches in the face this morning with messages. It was so powerful. I don't have enough words. Like, I was actually in tears. Like, I don't have enough words of gratitude for the messages I received this morning. And so many of them, like, that was my thought process. I'm going to share that with my community. I'm going to share that with my circle. And apparently, oh, I just showed up on my camera, my security camera. Apparently, that's not what today was about. You know, a lot of times I did a video, it's on my YouTube, teacher or student. A lot of times, like, I wonder, am I listening to this or hearing this, I should say, for my higher power, for me, or is it a message I'm supposed to pass on? And what I realized is, like, this stuff, the divine messages, the channeling, all the, I guess for lack of a better word, prophecy, you know, the information that I receive about past, present, future, and it is future, because now it's future, now it's future, now it's future. The information that I receive about that, you know, some of it is meant to stick and some of it's meant not to, right? And so some of it is for me, and then maybe pass on a version of it. You know, I can't believe I'm going to bring this up, but when we talk about the Bible, right, there were messages that, or scriptures in the Bible, and prophets and prophecies, and humans, and all the information that comes out of, like, the book we call the Bible. And yet it gets it gets translated into so many different versions. And I often wonder about that. And I've talked about this before, but I often wonder about that. Like, why are there so many versions? And in reference to what I'm talking about now, there are so many versions and so many translations because it is how it applies to you, right? And so whenever I, give information, whenever I produce messages or anything that I deliver to the public, it's how you interpret it that it is. It's how you interpret it is how it's meant for you. Okay, so it might be meant for Sally Sue in a different version. Sally Sue might hear something completely different, and you might hear something completely different. But however you hear it, however you translate it, unless you translate it negatively, and that's about you, that's not about the message, it's about your reception of it, right? Shadow work, mirror work, that's on you, right? And so that's how it is meant for you to hear. And so my reference to the Bible is, like, even when you read it, no matter which version of the Bible you read, like, you translate it yourself into what it means for you. Does that make sense? So every time you hear a message, whether it's me, somebody on YouTube, anything like that, how you translate it is how it's meant for you. So if I had said to you this morning exactly what I received in meditation and journaling, it might not have had the power it had. So I guess my guides just wanted me to talk about excuses because I was full of them this morning. I was full of them. And so hopefully somebody else needs to hear this. And I love you. I have to run inside. I'm freezing. and I will talk to you soon.